Since 2004, Doug Avery has been changing his approach to farming sheep and beef on his Dryland farm near Blenheim. He grows lucerne and mates U-hogget successfully on that crop, as well as barley.
Farming's been conducted in this area since 1860s, maybe 1840s, and 165 years of farming was based on ryegrass and clovers. And what actually happened here was in the late 90s it started to get a bit drier and our clover disappeared, and that had tragic effects on our production. When I think about how we do things now, this place just functions so smoothly and so productively, and we're putting covers back on our hills where before we were denuding them. We're building soil carbons. We're learning about managing water in a way that we'd never ever thought of before. Sustainability is like a three-legged stool. It's environmental, it's financial, and it's social. And I get people with silo thinking, tower type thinking, isolated type thinking, demanding this with the environment, or demanding this with the economy, or demanding that this is the standard socially. But when we actually changed to linking all of those things vitally together, we started thinking about our environment, we started thinking about our own well-being, and we started thinking about the need to make money out of this business. The journey just changed, and I just can't believe that I didn't wake up to all of this earlier on. The cheapest place to store water is where it lands, and that's something which is grossly overlooked in New Zealand. And when you start working with soil carbons and you build them up, organic matter in your soil, you get greater water retention in your soils. Now here on this farm, we were relying on grass, and as you can see, there's a bit of root there in amongst that, and this is the greenest grass I could find on my farm at the moment. And really it's not much. And we changed to lucerne. These roots go down a long way. In 1998 we dug down and with a digger, and we got down to 5.5 metres, which was as far as this 20-tonne digger could get without making a mess of our paddocks. And the roots were still going down the thickness of my little finger. So on an average hectare of lucerne there's 5 million plants. And in the last 20 years, we've put in approximately 300 hectares of lucerne. We have put a heck of a lot of biomass under the soil. And it pumps up the water, which is stored very cheaply in those deeper layers of soil for the benefit of our stock and for our farm. Sure, there may be fluctuations in the rainfall, but you know, here, we went back to 1890 and studied the weather patterns here ever since then. We thought that we were in the most God-forsaken period of time that we'd ever had. But when we did that, we found it had been like it before. And so the journey of this farm is about normalising normal. We started mating hoggets about 10 or 15 years ago, and I was so excited about the prospect, and we scanned 40%, and I thought, well, that was a waste of time, and most people probably would have given up. But one of the parts of our change here is we realised that every single sheep on this farm and every single stock unit has to bring home an income. And in 1990, this farm used to run 3,300 ewes, and it had 900 hoggets. Today we run 2,200 ewes and 650 hoggets. And with the improvements that we've had in genetics, the improvements that we've had in hogget lambing, and the improvements that we've had with the species of pastures that we grow, we now produce more lamb than we did then. And so that's an incredible efficiency.
He leaves the ram out for about 30 days, and at the end of that has about 140% scanning in his hoggets with 10% dries. Now that's pretty good in anyone's language. The worst thing is to have them losing weight halfway through mating. So you really want to work out how long that lucerne will last you and make sure you can eke it out for about 30 days. So that will involve break feeding in a lot of situations. And most farmers don't have enough lucerne to make a significant impact on mating management, but they can always use a percentage of their flock or one age group and concentrate on them and do them properly.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.